Today is October 3rd, 2025. This is Read Through the Bible.
Hi, everyone.
And today we have some special guests.
Yes, we do.
We've been at Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I'm teaching a class on the book of Hebrews at Jackson Hole Bible College. And we have two of our guests. I don't even know what you guys are, like the administrators or like the ones who really run it? Or like, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes, we're the resident directors.
Oh,
right.
That's what you got. Okay.
Yeah. So my name is Wade Woodhouse, actually Uncle Steve and Anna Vaughn.
Yeah. He's our
We're
nephew.
family.
Yeah,
We're family.
And I'm Grace Person, and I am not related.
Okay. And what do you guys do?
So yes, we both work here at Jacksonville Bible College, and I'm the resident director for the men, and Gracie's the resident director for the women. And so we oversee basically all the daily functions. We set up the schedules for them. We lead the Bible studies. We have several Bible studies, facilitate the prayer times, and I also facilitate chapels and things like that.
You also contact professors when you need someone.
I do. Yes, yes, and that's not always my job, but occasionally. Yep.
When it's family, you do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Anything else that you do? And Gracie, how long have you been doing that?
I've been here. This is my 9th year.
Wow.
So I was a student 9 years ago.
Well,
Yes. Well, yeah, 9 years ago. Sorry. Yes. And we also kind of help facilitate the ministry assignments, but also we're over the staff, like men and women. So then we kind of help guide them along and just like kind of direct them a little bit too.
great. And also, before we begin reading, I need to do a shout out to the group of the Church of the Redeemer in St. Paul, Minnesota. Today's the first day. I talked to Tim Held, who's kind of leading your group, and said, today's your first day you guys are listening. Thanks for joining us. We normally don't have so many guests or introduction long like that, but they're going to join us for the reading. I'm sure you will enjoy them. It'll be just
Yay,
fine.
welcome. We're glad to have you
Yeah,
join the
exactly
journey.
Okay, we're reading today 1 Samuel chapter 6 and chapter 7. Yesterday, the Philistines had captured the ark, and it kind of moved around because it was causing trouble in the various cities, and now they're sending it back. So here you go, 1 Samuel 6. The ark of the Lord was in the country of the Philistines 7 months, and the Philistines called for the priests and the diviners and said, "What shall we do with the ark of the Lord? Tell us with what we shall send it to its place." They said, "If you send away the ark of the God of Israel, do not send it away empty, but by all means return him a guilt offering." Return him a guilt offering. It's interesting. And then you will be healed, and it will be known to you why his hand does not turn away from you. And they said, "What is the guilt offering that we should return to him?" And they answered, 5 golden tumors and 5 golden mice, according to the number of the lords of the Philistines, for the same plague was on all of you and on all your lords. That was some of the problem with the ark was coming to these places. They're all getting sick with these tumors. So you must make images of your tumors and images of your mice that ravage the land and give glory to the God of Israel. Perhaps he will lighten his hand from off you and your gods and your land. Why should you harden your hearts as the Egyptians and Pharaoh hardened their hearts? After he dealt severely with them, did they not send the people away and they departed?
There goes that reputation again where the Philistines knew about what happened with the Egyptians.
Yeah, we
in
talked
Exodus.
about it. Yep, we've seen that several times. Now then, take and prepare a new cart with 2 milk cows on which there has never come a yoke, and yoke the cows in the cart, but take their calves home away from them, and take the ark of the Lord and place it on the cart, and put it in a box at its side, the figures of gold which you are returning to him as a guilt offering, and then send it off and let it go its way, and watch, and see if it goes up on its way to its own land, to Beth Shemesh. Then it is he who has done us great this harm. But if not, then we shall know that it's not his hand that struck us, and it happened to us by coincidence. So they set the odds against the ark going back.
Right.
Cows
that would
never
not be
yoked
a natural
together,
thing.
put their calves back home, whether they're going to
Right.
do it, and here we see what they do.
Yeah. Okay, verse 10. The men did so and took 2 milk cows and yoked them to the cart and shut up their calves at home. And they put the ark of the Lord on the cart and the box with the golden mice and the images of their tumors. And the cows went straight in the direction of Beth Shemesh along one highway, lowing as they went. They turned neither to the right nor to the left, and the lords of the Philistines went after them as far as the border of Beth Shemesh. Now, the people of Beth Shemesh were reaping their wheat harvest in the valley, and when they lifted up their eyes and saw the ark, they rejoiced to see it. The cart came into the field of Joshua of Beth Shemesh and stopped there. A great stone was there, and they split up the wood of the cart and offered the cows as a burnt offering to the Lord. And the Levites took down the ark of the Lord and the box that was beside it, in which were the golden figures, and set them upon the great stone. And the men of Bethshemesh offered burnt offerings and sacrificed sacrifices on that day to the Lord. And when the 5 lords of the Philistines saw it, they returned that day to Ekron.
These are the golden tumors that the Philistines returned as a guilt offering to the Lord, one for Ashdod, one for Gaza, one for Ashkelon, one for Gath, and one for Ekron. And the golden mice, according to the number of all the cities of the Philistines, belonging to the 5 lords, both fortified cities and unwalled villages. The great stone beside which they sat down the Ark of the Covenant is a witness to this day in the field of Joshua of Bethshemesh.
Verse 19, and he struck some of the men of Bethshemesh because they looked upon the ark of the Lord. He struck 70 men of them, and the people mourned because the Lord had struck the people with a great blow. Then the men of Bethshemesh said, who is able to stand before the Lord, this holy God? And to whom shall he go up away from us? So they sent messengers to the inhabitants of Kiriath-Jearim, saying, the Philistines have returned the ark of the Lord. Come down and take it up to you.
Okay, and so when we finish, we oftentimes try to think about a summary. Here, that'd be good for every chapter, just encouraging you all to write down a summary. And it can be even as simple as the Philistines return the ark
Yes,
from Ekron.
I do think that's the main idea.
Yeah, and there's lots of details about this with the 5 golden tumors and the 5 golden mice and how they're pulled by 2 milch cows and how the 70 Beth Shemesh die as they look into the ark. But whatever you want to do in terms of detail to add, just the ark goes back. Okay, chapter 7. And the men of Kiriath-Jearim came and took up the ark of the Lord and brought it to the house of Abinadab on the hill. And they consecrated his son Eleazar to have charge of the ark of the Lord from the day that the ark was lodged at Kiriath-Jearim. A long time passed, some 20 years. And all the house of Israel lamented after the Lord.
Okay, verse 3. And Samuel said to all the house of Israel, if you are returning to the Lord with all your heart, then put away the foreign gods and the Ashtaroth from among you, and direct your heart to the Lord and serve him only, and he will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines. So the people of Israel put away the Baals and the Ashtaroth, and they served the Lord only.
Verse 5. Then Samuel said, gather all Israel at Mizpah, and I will pray to the Lord for you. So they gathered at Mizpah, and they drew water and poured it out before the Lord, and fasted on that day, and said there, we have sinned against the Lord. And Samuel judged the people of Israel at Mizpah. Now when the Philistines heard that the people of Israel had gathered at Mizpah, the lords of the Philistines went up against Israel. And when the people of Israel heard it, they were afraid of the Philistines. And the people of Israel said to Samuel, do not cease to cry out to the Lord our God for us, that he may save us from the hand of the Philistines. So Samuel took a nursing lamb and offered it as a whole burnt offering to the Lord. And Samuel cried out to the Lord for Israel, and the Lord answered him. As Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, the Philistines drew near to attack Israel. But the Lord thundered with a mighty sound that day against the Philistines and threw them into confusion, and they were defeated before Israel.
Oh, I love that. Just God fights with thunder.
Yeah.
You know, I think about also Gideon, right? He's fighting with the banging pots and the banging and the blowing of the trumpets, and here just the thunder is enough to defeat the Philistines. God's fighting for Israel.
And verse 11, and the men of Israel went out from Mizpah and pursued the Philistines and struck them as far as below Beth-kar.
Okay, so one other thing I want to comment on is if you look back at chapter 4 and the Philistines were coming to attack Israel, and the Israelites thought that the solution to fight against the Philistines and win was to bring the ark, and that was wrong. And they were defeated. They lost like 34,000 people. The ark was taken. It did not work well. But here, if you look at verse 8 in chapter 7, what they did is they cried out to the Lord, and they offered offerings, and they asked God to help them, and God gave them victory.
And he was ready to help them.
Yes, when they did it his way rather than their own way.
That's great. Yeah.
Now, verse 12. Then Samuel took a stone and set it up between Mizpah and Shin, and called its name Ebenezer.
Right,
For
you know what Ebenezer means? Here I've raised my
Yeah.
Ebenezer. You know what it means?
it's like a pillar or something,
A
right?
stone of help.
A stone of help. Okay.
And if you have your ESV and you just look down there in the bottom, you can see it means a stone of help. Yep.
Oh, nice. And called its name Ebenezer, for he said, "Till now the Lord has helped us." So the Philistines were subdued and did not again enter the territory of Israel. And the hand of the Lord was against the Philistines all the days of Samuel. The cities that the Philistines had taken from Israel were restored to Israel, from Ekron to Gath, and Israel delivered their territory from the hand of the Philistines. There was peace also between Israel and the Amorites.
Samuel judged Israel all the days of his life, and he went on a circuit year by year to Bethel, Gilgal, and Mizpah. And he judged Israel in all these places. Then he would return to Ramah for his home, and there he also judged Israel, and he built there an altar to the Lord. All right, so as we look at just summarizing these things, I think some of that, the Philistines attack Israel, who cry out to the Lord. Like maybe you want to keep that detail rather than bringing up an ark. And the Lord confuses the Philistines with thunder. And then Ebenezer, like that's just a common kind of Christian word. Like a few chapters ago, we had the word Ichabod. Right?
Oh, yeah.
What chapter was that?
Ichabod and Ebenezer.
Yeah, chapter 4. Ichabod, the glorious laugh.
Yep.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yes, thank
and
you.
we will see all of you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.